Introducing Capitec Business.
Sorry for my low voice. Speaking of low, did you know Capitec Business's Print and Pro card machines offer ultra-low fees, 60% less commission than our competitors? We also process payments 3 times faster and offer free next-day settlements 7 days a week. No matter the size of your business, Capitec's got you. Visit capitecbank.coza/business for more.
Kaya Biz with Gugulethu Mfuphi on Kaya 959. Ekasi Economics on Kaya Biz.
And as you've heard, it's all about Ekasinomics, and this is where we really get to the opportunity to profile entrepreneurs who come from all walks of life and are addressing the needs of the areas that they serve. And today, if you happen to be a coffee lover, you're going to enjoy this one. I actually wish there were coffee beans that you could smell, but if you could just imagine it, I think that's what this conversation would smell like and maybe even taste like. But today we're speaking to the founder of LebzCafe, which is a 100% exclusive and black-owned coffee company that offers a wide range of coffee and includes freeze-dried premium instant coffee, coffee beans, hot chocolate, and still water. So he doesn't just sell it to you. He packages it for you. He's created and crafted this whole concept of enjoying coffee differently. I'd like to welcome in studio the founder of LebzCafe, Lebohang Nyandeni. Sawubona Lebohang.
Sawubona njani?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Ngiyaphila.
Ufike nesquad la namhlanje.
Hey, ngibuye namachita amasekazi.
Abapost.
Bas trendies lapho.
Lebohang, so good to have you in, and I must say when I saw your website I was blown away.
Thank you so much.
Because I just thought that LebzCafe would just be literally that, a cafe where you sell coffee in your branded cups, but not necessarily also incorporating the beans, the ingredients, the contents, and actually being the name behind that. Tell us more. How did all of this start? Just Phuzi coffee with the difference today.
Let's just wake up and drink coffee. So I used to drink coffee a lot when I was staying with my grandmother, and I was inspired by a lot of South Africans that go to work in the early hours of the morning. They always go to work around 4 o'clock. You'd find taxis moving around Ekasi. So I was like, I want to be that guy, the superstar that makes people start their day with my own brand, a coffee brand, a South African brand. And of course, being inspired by sharing and telling a lot of South African stories. Those stories such as people waking up in the morning and going to work. Not only that, but them starting the day with my coffee brand. So that's what inspired me to actually start a coffee brand.
What's beautiful is that this wasn't just a dream and something that you thought of, but you've implemented it. And that's the difficult part, right?
Yeah, that's the difficult part. I think a lot of us have dreams, but not all of us have the powers and the strength to actually execute. So I think we have to execute all our dreams. So I'm so excited that I was able to execute the dream that I had.
Tell us how, because that's what we want to know.
Yes, so I was in Maboneng this other time. I'm a coffee lover, by the way.
Okay, so you're the kind of guy who doesn't drink the percolated stuff. I won't say the brands.
But sometimes I just don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in Maboneng this other time. Then I thought I bumped into this other guy. Then I remembered the dream that I had in 2018 when I wanted to actually start my coffee brand. But I could not because I did not have the resources and the capital to start either way. So in 2020, last year, then I bumped into this other guy.
In the middle of a pandemic.
In the middle of the pandemic. I think I'm so blessed. Then once you have a dream, it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to achieve it. It was just delayed but not denied. So in 2020, bumped into this guy, the power of networking.
Yes.
Then we spoke with this guy and we started exchanging contacts. Then that's how actually my dream came into existence. I was like, I'm not gonna look back. I really, really, really want to start this thing. So I went and I did not even look back. So I was like, I'm going to start the coffee brand. I'm going to make sure that people start their days with me, with my coffee brand in their cupboards, and make sure that they actually start their day in a good kickstart. So I wanted to start, I firstly wanted to do coffee beans, but then I realized...
But even that's not easy, right? You need to source them. Easy. It's not like they grow in our backyards in South Africa. You need certain conditions, if I'm not mistaken. So how did you strike that deal through your networks? Imports or working with different brands, but making it more of the Lebza flavor to it?
I realized that a lot of people in Makasi don't have the brewing machines.
Yes.
So that is why I was like, no, let me just start an instant coffee. Let me start with the instant instant coffee. You know, we all have to start somewhere. So that is why I decided to go with the instant coffee first, then later on introduce the coffee beans, because it was going to be a challenge for me to actually get the coffee beans in the market, because some guys have been doing that for some time, you know. So I was like, let me just start with the instant coffee and give it to my people in the community. So that's how it all started. I negotiated with a lot of suppliers. I even got other guys from, you know, as far as Germany and India, but there were so many challenges within because of COVID and stuff like that.
Lockdowns,
restrictions,
and this
deliveries.
is agreements in terms of sourcing, right?
Sure,
sourcing the coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I started with the instant coffee. Now it's doing well. It's out there. People are starting their day with LebzCafe e-coffee each and every day. I'm so excited that it's in their cardboards as we speak. And right now we even get clients from Eastern Cape and stuff like that. So it's really amazing. That shows the brand is really growing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a lot of growth. And as you say, a lot certainly had to, you know, be unpacked in terms of the networks, sourcing the right coffee brands, and looking to rebrand them in order to meet your target market.
Yeah.
What I love about you, as you say, e-coffee, instant coffee, you're meeting the needs of the market that you're in.
Yeah,
so it's a general and slow introduction. Help us understand, I guess, what went into the market research, though, you know, those technical themes that sometimes we forget as entrepreneurs, instead of just living your dream, but making sure that your dream is relevant to the people that you want to sell to.
So that is why we gave it the name e-coffee, because we wanted to speak directly to the hearts of South Africans naturally, basically. We gave it e-coffee because those guys in the townships that they always consume the brands that are not from South Africa. We wanted them to start noticing the brands that are within our country, that are black made and that are naturally brewed in South Africa. So that is why we gave it e-coffee, so that it can directly speak to these people, the target market, the guys that needs to always drink the coffee. Yeah.
And because you know sometimes we can be penny pinchers. Hey,
that's true. Especially when it's done by someone that you just knew of, especially when it's done by someone that you always get that, but there are always people about to say, no man, let me just support the brother. But besides supporting the brother just because it's black, let me just buy coffee because it's quality, you know. So you always offer the quality coffee to people, not for them to buy just because we are black, but for them to buy because our products are very, very of good quality.
Exactly. If you've just joined our conversation, where have you been? We are in conversation with Lebohang Nyandeni. He's the founder of LebzCafe. This is not only a company that owns a 100% black-owned coffee brand, by the way, but also offers a wide variety of other hot beverage products like instant coffee, coffee beans, and of course hot chocolate. A company that was started in the midst of a pandemic, but still found opportunities to grow. And I think that's the thing that we need to identify, Lebohang, because a lot of us tend to get frustrated by our environment. So, and there's no funding, right, to start these businesses. But clearly there are ways within which you've navigated the landscape. You mentioned networks, which worked very well for you. What are some of the other tools, especially when it comes to marketing, money, people, branding, getting your goods out there? How have you managed in this environment?
So, Mina, I've been so privileged that when I started my company, actually, before I started, I was working somewhere. So the money that I had saved, it's the one that I used to start my company. But in terms of marketing and making sure that people really consume our coffee, and because of lack of funding and lack of money, I saw it a need, rather than me waiting for people to buy the package, the 200 grams package, let me just go and create the mobile trolleys and sell it kokas at taxi ranks and stuff like that. So each and every day at 5 o'clock, we're out there selling coffee to the people just to raise money and make sure that we get all other remaining things that we need to do in terms of packaging, barcoding, so that we can push for retail and stuff like that. So we're raising money for ourselves. I really believe in doing it for yourself, even without funding, even without capital. But as long as you have started, just try to find other means of you getting your product out there. So that's exactly what we are doing each and every day. 5 o'clock, we're out there selling coffee to the people using our mobile trolleys, and it has been really, really working so good, especially from the people in the Val Triangle. They've been really supportive to us, and that's how we're able to raise money and to market the brand. So rather than us waiting until we can host coffee tasting sessions, until we can host marketing sessions, maybe somewhere, and being able to pay for other advertisements and stuff like that, Bill, we cannot afford such things. But the little that we have, the potential and the strength that we have, we always go out there and make use out of it. So I think it really worked in our favor that we are able to go out there and give people what they want each and every day.
As you said, you're on the ground with literal trolleys selling your goods.
Selling goods.
I'm also aware that e-commerce and selling online is a part that you want to grow and develop. Nothing being processed on the website just yet, but WhatsApp is what you're using as a tool.
That's what we use in our social media platforms.
How was your business impacted by the outage the other day?
It was really, really hectic.
Yeah.
I think in the morning I only received a lot of WhatsApp text to go say, hey bro, we've been trying to get hold of you, but we understand, you know, with the Facebook and social media.
But there's a lesson there for you, right? As well as other entrepreneurs to find other ways for people to contact you and start your online store.
The online store. I think that's really something that we're also pushing towards doing, because we understand that with times Konamanje, a lot of people are always online, and you'd find out it becomes a challenge for people when they go to our website. They only just find you can order on WhatsApp. It becomes a strain for them to save those contacts and text us actually. So I think it's really, really important. Actually, website, the online store, is something that we're really working towards doing as we speak. So I think e-commerce Vele, it's the way to go in these days, because even COVID really affected a lot of people. They don't want to walk into these stores personally, but they would just prefer ordering online and all that. So I think even fellow entrepreneurs can look into doing or moving online, most of the time.
Just before you came into studio, we had an interesting conversation about the Startup Act, and it's basically changing the rules or making proposals about what it is we can do to make it easier for entrepreneurs to operate in South Africa's environment.
Sure.
If you had the ear of the president, if you could speak to the Minister of Small Business Development, if you could even speak to the mayor of Johannesburg, what would you say to them that they need to change in terms of the rules to make your business operations easier?
I think the issue of a lot of paperwork, I think it's straining us as entrepreneurs, because you would find out that you want to apply for funding, but you would be giving a paperwork, you would say you should complete this paperwork, then you submit it, then they send another paperwork. So we really don't understand why has is training for us to actually access the resources. So if there was a lot of paperwork, literally, if you could present something, then if they really believe in your product or your brand, then let them give you funding, because it's honestly, there's no job creation that is going to be created without entrepreneurs. I believe that we as entrepreneurs are the ones that are going to create jobs. We as young people are the ones that are going to create jobs, the young people who own businesses specifically. So these paperworks and you having to go to these several interviews. Okay, interviews we do understand, but this thing of paperwork, you'd be told that you need to attend classes, you'd be told that you need to. Some of us already have those qualifications, right? And you'd go to this other office, then they will tell you, no, you need to start by attending this workshop and all that. So that's straining us, and it's delaying the processes, and it's also delaying us actually breaking into the industry, into the market. So I think if we were to break that cycle, that chain, it would be much better for us to access better resources.
To wrap up with, Lebza, you are motivated. You came with a team of brothers who are supporting you here today.
Sure.
What are your words of encouragement, especially to young black entrepreneurs like you and I, who are struggling in the environments that they're in, to find that gap in the market and continue to push?
Honestly, I would just love to say, live your dream while time is still by your side, because you've got nothing to lose except the fear of the unknown. I believe in execution. I believe in making sure that your ideas really come to existence, because a lot of young people actually out there, they really love speaking it into existence. You know that way you need
manifest.
To speak it. But they don't actually practice speaking. They don't actually practice whatever that they speak into existence. They don't practice it. So I believe that it's not going to happen except you keep on working towards putting it into existence. We all need to work hard. So young people should really work hard towards achieving their dreams. And also you spoke about something which is very much important, that what else do we do to market our brand and make sure that we put it out there. As LebzCafe, we host coffee sessions whereby we invite entrepreneurs phenomenal speakers to come and share with us their inspirational stories, how they started and where they are today. So I'd like to invite each and every individual that is listening right now on the 30th of October at Mabone Precinct. We're hosting Skinny's Boo. So they should come and hear it for themselves.
No, it's Magete boy. You've got the airtime. Thank you so much, Lebohang, for your time. Really appreciate it. That was Lebohang Nyandeni. He's the founder of LebzCafe, an entrepreneur who sells a 100% exclusive and black-owned coffee company, from its instant coffee brands to coffee beans and, of course, other hot beverages that they sell. And really showing us that as South African entrepreneurs, we can put our own names to the products that we're so used to drinking as beverages. So I also think a shout out to your grandmother for getting you into coffee in those early days.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Indeed. That's Lebohang Nyandeni. And of course, for you to find him, do make sure that you visit their website, lebzcafe.co.za.
Ekasi Economics on Kaya Biz.
Kaya Biz with Gugulethu Mfuphi.
Monday to Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. on Kaya 959.